Hi everyone and welcome to this edition of MSP Masters. Today we've got Mike Douglas from Yellowbus. Hi Mike, how's it going?
All right.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming down.
Well, thank you.
So you guys been in business for 18 years, really well established managed service provider. Just give us a bit of background.
Okay. So Yellowbus was started back in 2000. It was started by my co-directors, Mike and Mark, both technical founders. So one with a strong background in development and one in network.
Right.
I came on board just under a year after. And from there, we grew a traditional, at the time it was break fix, IT support, software development, websites. And as time goes on, obviously everyone knows, especially your audience, knows that, break fix is a thing of the past now.
Right.
And managed services is where we're all at. So that's the evolution, really, the background.
Right.
Lots of ups and downs in between.
Yeah.
And as you know, we'll probably talk about obviously the sales challenges and the constant change of business that a lot of MSPs face. But so traditional, IT startup, technical founders.
Yeah.
Slow growth, but from referrals.
Okay. Yeah. So where would you say the business is now then, and what's your role been as the years have gone by? I mean, because you've been about 17 years in Yellowbus, and compared to where you are today, like what kind of role are you playing and all that?
Okay, so when we started Yellowbus, we were all very much working in the business, not on the business. So we were, technical guys. Technical guys, network. Some at the time as well, some software development. So we were doing the IT support, we were doing the servers. Back then we built our own PCs and servers, so we had a range of Yellowbus hardware.
Right.
So at one point, one of my jobs would have been rolling out a row of 20 PCs.
Yeah.
We've got a VIP distribution around the corner. We'd go and buy motherboards, processors, memory.
Right.
And several years on, and then the likes of Dell bring out an affordable PC. So again, the business model changes.
Yeah.
It's evolved from technical. As we get a bit bigger, then you sort of take on project management.
Yeah.
And then as a business owner and a director, you get involved with a bit of everything. So finance, sales.
Yeah.
And then at the minute I wear sort of the commercial director hat.
Right.
So partnerships, sales, marketing. At the minute, that's where I'm at.
So your focus is growth, then basically sustaining your existing customers and growing your customer base.
Yeah, basically. I mean, one area that it took us a while to get right, and I think a lot of technical founders do this, is because you're working in the business, not on it. You're doing the technical jobs. You don't initially think about roles and responsibilities. So we shared everything. So we had shared responsibility of just doing tasks, sales, marketing. It was just we shared everything. Right. And the problem with that is no one person's responsible.
Sure.
So there was a lot of why is that not getting done? It took a while for us to learn that part of the business, and then as soon as we then took a part of the business ourselves. So one of the guys took finance, one of the guys took operations, I took commercial.
Right. Okay.
And then straight away there was then focus.
Yeah.
And we've started to see things coming together and progressing a lot quicker.
Yeah. Because you've had quite a lot of success, I think, certainly in the last couple of years, and you've focused quite a lot, haven't you, on a specific sector, really being like the nuclear sector in particular. I mean, how's that focus on that vertical market working out for you?
I mean, that came about obviously. Years ago we set up as a break fix IT support. Yeah. Like many companies do. We transitioned to MSP. We think we were one of the early adopters moving to a managed service model. Right. So at first, when it was new to clients, it was quite a hard sell because they were used to paying when things broke, very reactive. To us sort of saying, pay us a fixed fee every month. Yeah. It took a while for people to buy into that, but as soon as you show them the value, that's when they start buying into it. So there was that transition, and then we had a bit of a growth spurt of people buying into recurring services. So our model went from a very unpredictable business model to a nice recurring revenue we knew what money was coming in every month, which is what everyone wants. The problem then is all the other IT support companies, and probably a lot of your audience did the same. And as time goes on, it's the MSP space is then a busy space. And then we ended up quoting against other MSPs in the area, all offering very similar packages. So we were all sort of quoting, we've got the best tools, we've got the best team, we've got the best accreditations, and yes, we do think we have all that, but all the other MSPs are saying the same thing. So it was going to end up into a race to the bottom, if you like. So our next evolution of the business was to find a niche. So it just so happened that right place, right time. On the business partner that we are, there is an energy and engineering focus. So we already had quite a few clients in those sectors. So we picked up some extra services around security. All our engineers have got the extra SC security clearance. So that allows them to sort of go onto power stations and do IT support. And that's been great for us. So that's when we quote against someone for an IT contract or connectivity or a cloud service in that sector, we usually have the advantage because we've got the track history. Our marketing is around that sort of space. Our case studies are engineering and energy focused ones. We still do the other side of non-energy and engineering business. But we find that harder to convert. Because we're going up against other MSPs offering similar sort of packages.
So that's quite interesting that you've been talking about. You're actually from a technical background, and you've now got this kind of remit in the business to really focus on the commercial side of things. So, how are you handling that? What have been the biggest challenges for you from being, you've got this business responsibility, and you've kind of, that's your responsibility now. There's no more of this. Why is that not getting done? So how's that been for you? I mean, what's been difficult about it, and what's been, what have been the successes?
It's been easy. It's been hard. So the easy part of it is, from early on, I've always had an interest in the sales side, the business entrepreneur side. So I very quickly, I don't know what the right term is, got bored of the technical side. So I didn't mind giving that up. I didn't mind, going from a technical to sort of a consultancy to a project management type role.
So you had a bit of a natural interest in it anyway.
And I like doing a deal. I've always been, I like that side of it. So it fell with me anyway. So we're quite lucky that the three directors naturally fell into our roles and responsibilities. So if we had another director that was really good at selling, then there would have been conflict who's getting that role or something. But it was quite easy that we all fell into the three brackets. But no, in terms of I'm enjoying it. It's a challenge. The thing that keeps me up at night is sort of the lead generation. So we've started looking at inbound marketing. We've just, or maybe a year ago, started working with HubSpot, so using that as a CRM. And it's all stuff we never used to think about. So back in the day, we made sure we had the service offering, the tech tools, the right vendors, the right staff, the right training. And it's been really good. It's made sure we have really high quality. We have really good client retention. We still have really good client retention. But looking to scale much quicker than we have over the last 18 years, we knew we had to change the focus to treat with the same importance of the tech side, the sales side. So we've had to sort of learn sales, marketing. But no, I enjoy it. It's a challenge, constant change. But I think most MSPs, and as you talk to more MSPs, you're probably going to find the thing that keeps most MSPs up at night: sales, lead generation, marketing. But it's all part of the game. It
is all part of the game, isn't it? And it's you're right. It's a really consistent message that it's sales and marketing that's the real kind of like challenge for MSPs. And I think a big problem that they've got, even you mentioned that you've been looking at an inbound sales and marketing strategy, which is that's the methodology we follow, and we kind of like live and breathe by inbound sales and marketing. But it takes quite a lot of time and effort and resource to be able to install the framework properly, doesn't it? So I mean, what's been the biggest challenges with looking at that methodology of sales and marketing in particular?
Probably being traditional, stubborn techies.
Right.
Try to do it ourselves.
Okay.
So we tried to do it ourselves, had some success, had some difficult patches, and then when we did decide to work with someone, it just wasn't a fit.
Right.
It didn't work out, so we were slightly burnt on a path of marketing we took. But we know inbound. We've done a lot of research. We know a lot of people with success. You guys have success with inbound. So we know that's the next step for us to sort of start scaling is, invest in inbound content. A lot of it's sort of giving value, really. Showing online that you're not just looking for the sale. Give away free trials, free giveaways, checklists.
Sure. Offering something kind of compelling, I suppose.
So we know it works, but like we were discussing before, for us at the minute it's a resource that we know we need, and that's probably the next step.
Yeah. We were chatting before, and you mentioned something that I found quite interesting actually, which was you were talking about the value ladder, and you were saying that something that you were doing was as the requirement for IT managed services kind of started evolving a bit more, you were actually using Google as a lead generation tool, like paid Google ads, and you would get leads through Google, which in itself is a big achievement, to be honest. I mean, it's hard to just get that right. What I mean? And
it has changed over the years. I mean, when we used to run Google AdWords campaigns 5 years ago, the leads we got were warm. They came in, there was a need. Right. It wasn't a pricing exercise, and we had a good conversion. Now, if you run a Google AdWords campaign, it's usually a pricing exercise. It's usually someone speaking to the top 5 or 10 MSPs.
Right.
It then comes down to price.
And just comparing prices and going for the one that they think fits best, really. So going back to this value chain thing, you were saying like what you found is that this pricing issue is a bit of a problem, because you try and sell what's actually quite a high value service at a certain price, but you find that other MSPs are selling it kind of like at a fraction of the cost, but they're getting something really that's totally different. And that you kind of started going on that foot in the door type road, didn't you? Just try and get them as a customer first, and then add the value later on.
I think the problem we had was when we were getting the cold leads from Google, or anywhere other than a referral. Usually people searching for IT support. As a managed service, we've wrapped up our what we call it the Yellowbus way. So it's everything we think someone needs, to get full performance out of their IT, it's going to benefit the business. So we've wrapped up our IT support, we've wrapped up antivirus, RMM products, monitoring, reporting. We give a client a virtual IT manager, like an IT roadmap. And we try and talk at a benefits level, not a features level. So all techies are known for doing it in the past. Of we used to send out promotions for servers with X amount of gig of RAM, and wonder why business owners didn't buy.
Right. Okay.
And then we sort of learned that marketing and sales, you lead with the benefits of that business owner, and how we can help their business. And then the features and the tech in the background. But in terms of the value ladder, we were getting people looking for IT support. We were quoting the Yellowbus way, which was the full package. It was everything included, like we discussed before. And the problem was they were talking to the top 5 search results of other MSPs. It might have not been including half the stuff we were. And to an end user, they find it hard to compare apples with oranges or apples with apples. Every MSP wraps up differently, presents differently. And it usually comes down to then the end user forgetting about all the detail, they then look at price. And obviously because we were putting much more value in than most people, we were more expensive. So our conversion, on those ones was terrible. It was a pricing exercise, and we were losing deals because of that. So the idea of the value ladder is when people come through the door and they're looking for IT support, we try and find out you know, where are they on the value ladder, and if they don't need the full package, we strip it back. And even sometimes, just get something in there, you know. Get managed antivirus. Get managed just show them value before, you know, you start taking money from them. So whether you give them, it's sort of like inbound. Whether you give them a free audit, you know, you give them some advice on their IT they've got, and to work out, you know, where we can help. Get a small product in there. So managed antivirus is a cheap product. And then once they see value, then you know, they don't mind taking more. And the idea is keep showing more value, keep showing more products, and then you'll naturally take more money off these clients. Until eventually you've got them where you wanted them in the first place, which is the full managed service. All the bells and whistles.
So I guess really it's, you know, it's really that relationship, isn't it, that is key, is right? You know, you've got that first encounter where you might be able to sell them one thing, but the value comes from the relationship, the support that you give, and things like that. And I guess it's pretty normal, I suppose, if you've got a company that's running and that all of the services that they need, they're not all going to kind of like expire or be ready to be changed at the same time, are they? And I suppose you kind of just got to play the slightly longer game to get the longer term benefit.
And it took us a while because we believe all the tools we use are the best tools. Like everyone does. But like you said, time is not right for everyone for everything. So where we were saying, well, for us to take over your IT, it makes sense that we put in the antivirus. Because our guys are trained in it, it'll be more efficient. And although that's correct, they've probably made an investment on antivirus. And it's, you know, they'll look at it as in, I'm spending. I've not had any return on investment on the first one. But so it's sort of undoing what MSPs have learned to bundle a little bit. But then getting them back up to the MSP. Just a different way of looking at it.
So you're a bit of a fitness freak, aren't you?
Am I?
Well, you know, I mean, like, what was it that you did just recently? You ran, like, was it 80 an ultra marathon?
I say it in kilometres because it sounds better, but 80 kilometres.
80 kilometres, and that was, you know, all in one go. That wasn't over a period of a month, was it? No. So like you're quite fit, aren't you? And you know, is that something that, you know, plays a bit of a role in keeping the work-life balance right, or is it?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it started from a personal sort of level years ago, where I had a family member sort of go through a battle with cancer.
And
I think at the time I was probably like 18 stone, a bit bigger.
Seriously?
And obviously there's not a lot you can do in that scenario other than, you know, I want to raise some money. So I did a charity bike ride, raised quite a bit of money, and then that sort of had an impact on me. Sort of like, well, once a year, I'll try and raise money for this charity. And it's just sort of escalated a little bit. I probably started a bit too high. I think the first thing we did was like a 400-mile bike ride to Paris from Manchester. So I set the bar too high, all too soon. And we've sort of adopted that with Yellowbus as well. So I know it's quite common now with, like, you know, everyone's talking about sort of healthy workspace and stuff like that, and you know, teamwork and stuff like that. So years ago, we got the team involved with that, and we've done charity runs together. We've done some rowing together. I've done I won't do it again, but I've done a tandem bike ride with my co-director.
Oh really? Were you in the front or behind?
I was the front.
Okay.
No offence, Mike. But yeah, so that's different because you're relying on someone else. But yeah, and then I've kept up with the fitness side of it. I think it just helps with mainly your mental attitude. You know, you have a stressful day in the office. I like to go to the gym and maybe let off some steam.
I mean, what would you say is like the biggest, you know, when it comes to just running a business generally? I mean, like we've talked about sales and marketing quite a lot today because that's something that specifically is important to you and something that you're focusing on a lot at the minute. But you know, it's running a business just generally, looking at you know, staffing, operations, all the rest of it. You know, how do you kind of you know, keep on top of that? What are the biggest challenges from that kind of perspective? You know, like, because you've got how big is your staff team?
Probably just over 20.
Over 20. That's quite a sizable staff team for an MSP. Do you know what I mean? I'd probably like mark you as like one of the larger MSPs that we know. You know, like a lot of the MSPs that we talk to tend to be between, you know, 3 and 10 people. You know, but so like, how do you how do you kind of what's been the hard stuff around that side of things?
So for the first 10 years, I would have said we'd fit that small criteria. So for a long time, I think we were around sort of 10 staff.
Yeah.
So as at the time, the directors were the management team.
Yeah.
We did everything. We looked after, we were still getting a bit hands-on. We looked after HR stuff, recruitment, and all stuff around the business. And then a few years ago, we won some big contracts that allowed us to grow.
Right. So they were quite pivotal in getting that next step for you.
So the growth was good and it was bad.
Right.
So obviously every business owner knows that growth really needs to be in a controlled manner, and we had to scale up quickly to deliver on this job.
Right.
And we did it. We did a really good job, and that job has since led to referrals for other similar sized jobs, which has been great. But the biggest challenge was probably while we were trying to remove ourselves from working in the business, we wanted to work on it. We were still the guys that had to look after the
day-to-day stuff,
the HR and finance element.
Yeah.
And over the last sort of year, 2 years, we've been looking to build a management team. So we've now got sort of an IT and operations manager. We've got an IT dispatcher that looks after the help desk now.
Okay.
And we have a network manager as well that's responsible for a big part of our business is like a multi-tenant connectivity. So we look after all this internet on this business park and there's a few others. So we now have a network manager that looks after the technical side of it.
Right.
So it's allowed the directors to go up a level.
Yeah.
We're still not ready yet to fully spend all our time to grow the business.
Yeah.
We still get pulled into all the different elements, and obviously I'm still heavily involved with the sales side. But building out the management team has probably been one of the pivotal things that's helping us move closer to working on the business.
Okay. So, last question then.
Yeah.
If there was one thing that you could change about Yellowbus to make your life easier in achieving, your specific goals, namely kind of like the sales and marketing side of things, what would it be?
Well, we just discussed before. I mean, we're not really touched on the video, but we have great success with referrals and partners. So we are looking at scaling that. So we have a really good conversion from people that know and trust us.
Right.
And when we spoke about the value ladder before, when we get a referral, it's usually quite warm. So we can stick them straight at the top of the value ladder. I've got no problem having that conversation about you need the full Yellowbus way.
Right.
And there's still a good conversion.
Yeah.
So let's say 100 more partners and referrals.
So, so you want to basically increase your number of referrers basically to get into.
And I think that should be everyone's focus, because it's yes, inbound marketing is important. Yes, spending money on AdWords is important and paid traffic, but you still got to go through the route of warming them up, getting them to buy in.
Sure. Yeah.
And we just found from partnerships that it just shoots them up the top of the value ladder. It's an easy sell.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thanks for coming in.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. I hope this has been interesting for all you other MSP Masters out there, and stay tuned and subscribe. We're going to be publishing on a regular basis, and thanks for watching.